The idea that Stephen King can't write an ending is nonsense, and I'm going to celebrate that fact in this special by going through my 10 favourite Stephen King endings. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson and this is a place where I talk to you about all things Stephen King. I also talk about horror movies in my Silver Scream series, and I recommend great horror books to you that aren't written by Stephen King in my book club. But this is a Stephen King video and it's actually this month's book special. So if you're a regular around here, you'll know that I've been going through the movies and adaptations of Stephen King's works and giving you 19 reasons to watch all of them. I've already given you 19 reasons to read all of his books, and once a month I do a book special here. And this time I'm going through, in a spoiler-free fashion, my 10 favourite Stephen King endings. Now, endings and Stephen King is an interesting topic because it's a criticism often levelled at Stephen King that he can't write his endings. But I've already disproved that in a previous video that you can check out, where I asked you for your least favourite endings and basically showed you why they're all actually pretty good endings. So I thought, as a bit of a twinner for that video, I would go through my favourite Stephen King endings. So that's what I'm going to do here. 10 of them, not ranking them, I'm doing them in order of publication because they're all quite different from each other. And that's about it. So I'm going to get into it. Let me know your favourite Stephen King ending in the comments. By nature of us talking about endings, potential for spoilers here. So what I will do is put the book titles in the description. And if you need to skip any, you can just find the timestamp and jump to the next one. Okay, let's get into it. Here are my 10 favourite Stephen King endings. I toyed with starting with Carrie because I do think the ending of Carrie is good, but I'm going to kick off with The Shining. So really the crux of this ending is where we see that good Jack is still in there somewhere. He battles the hotel that's possessed him and allows Danny to get away and get out the hotel before the thing blows up and just burns to the ground. It's really satisfying. It's kind of heartbreaking and uplifting at the same time. And then we get the little epilogue where we see Danny and Wendy and Halloran sort of recovering afterwards, and they're going to be okay, but they're also going to be screwed up. It kind of feels quite real after a very supernatural heavy book, but yeah, that moment where Jack gets his redemption, which we don't get in the Kubrick movie, that makes this a really powerful ending, for me at least. So my second favourite ending is The Dead Zone, my all-time favourite Stephen King book, and I think the ending is wonderful. So obviously we see Johnny try to take out Greg Stilson and get killed himself in the process. But the actual ending, where Sarah goes and visits his grave, and we get that interspersed with extracts from Johnny's letters that he wrote to different people. And Sarah just has a moment there. And you kind of sense her realising what might have been had her life with Johnny panned out. And then she gets this moment where she feels like Johnny is there somewhere. The writing is just so evocative, so beautiful. It's really autumnal. She has this moment, she composes herself, she gets in the car and she drives away. It's just a really, really effective ending for a book that covers so many genres and is such a wonderful adventure all the way through. It just works. And next up on my list is Firestarter. So the ending here, like the climax where Charlie's going around setting fire to everyone and just burning shit, yeah, that's great. But the actual ending where Charlie is reunited with the Mandas and recovers and then finds a publication to tell her story to and heads off to Rolling Stone magazine, and you're kind of left hopeful that she's going to get taken seriously, but also never entirely sure that Lot 6 is but never entirely sure that the shop are not just going to be able to cover it up. So that's what I like about it as an ending. It's on first read, when you first finish it, it's like, yes, she did it. But then you start thinking about more of it. But did she? Is she going to be believed? Or is she just going to be painted as this child who can't be trusted? Is it just going to be covered up? Are they going to go back to doing all their experiments? There's that ambiguity there that just gives it an extra level of effectiveness. So my fourth pick, bit of a downer, but Cujo. Yeah, Cujo. Where the kid dies. Yes, I mean, this is the first Stephen King book I read, and the ending stuck with me, well, has stuck with me since then. For King to put us through the ringer with this young boy and his mum, and this terrifying ordeal with the dog, and for him to just blink out because his mum was so busy fighting off this dog and having this triumphant moment, and she didn't realise that he'd gone, he'd just slipped away. And it's just so devastating and so bold and bleak for him to go there. And I just loved it. And I think when I got to the end of that first read and saw how he wasn't afraid to take a dark ending, that's when I knew he was for me. From dark endings to really pulpy endings, I'm going for thinner next. And this is such a comic book, Creepshow style ending. I just love it. So we've got the whole book where Billy is trying to get rid of this curse that the old man has put on him. And he finally, after all of these battles with the old man and his family, he gets the curse transferred into this pie. He's free of the curse himself. He decides he's going to trick his wife into eating the pie because he feels like it's all her fault and he doesn't love her anymore. And then he sees that his daughter has eaten some of the pie as well. And it all comes crashing down on him. So he just eats a bit of the pie also. So his whole family are just going to waste away and die. And it's just, it's just such a great stinger. And I love it. And next up, Rose Madder. An underrated Stephen King book for sure. And the ending is powerful for me here. Not just to see what happens to Norm and how he gets transformed into the bull and gets trapped in the maze and all of that kind of stuff. That's great, but it's all weird. But the actual ending is what sticks for me. Where we see Rose post all of this and she's got through it, but she's still angry and she is powerful because of it. And she is a woman not to be messed with anymore, having gone from a woman who was messed with an awful lot. And I just think that change of character in her just makes for a terrific ending and a great way to round off her story. So next up, The Green Mile. Just powerful and heartbreaking and uplifting at the same time. Just, I don't know, so many emotions by the time you get to that point at the end of this book. But it's such a wonderful tale. And the ending really works. And you learn just how old Paul is and how doesn't look like he's going to die anytime soon. And it's almost this punishment that has been bestowed on him for letting people kill John Coffey. I just love it. Like, he's sticking around long enough to see all of the people he loves dies before him. And there's no real way out for him either. Just, immensely powerful. Okay, my 8th choice is The Dark Tower, the finale of the Dark Tower series. And just the fact that King, as he's been hinting at the entire series, brings it full circle and takes us quite literally back to the start of the Gunslinger. So Roland gets to the top of the tower. He's there on his own. He makes it into that room and boom, the man in black fled across the desert and the Gunslinger followed. And he's going round again, but he's got the Horn of Eld with him this time. And I totally get why it was probably controversial at the time, but I just think it's perfect. It's what it's been hinting at the whole story. And there is a difference this time. When you get to the end of this book, you know what that difference means if you've read the whole story. So it's kind of frustrating and hopeful at the same time, which I really like. And I don't think he could have ended it any other way, truth be told. My 9th pick is 11/22/63. And the ending where Jake... So he stops JFK being assassinated, goes back to the future, sees that it was a fucking awful decision to do that, so goes back through the rabbit hole to reset everything and just lose his life that he had with Sadie. And then obviously he looks her up and ends up going down to Texas and meeting her in her 80s and having a dance with her, and it's all the focus on dancing. And it's this really warming, beautiful moment. Now, that's an ending that Joe Hill, Stephen King's eldest son, helped write for him. And is absolutely the right one. If you're interested in what the original ending for 11/22 was, It's posted on Stephen King's website, and it's okay. But the difference in an okay ending to a stellar ending to one of his absolute very best novels is just staggering. So, high five to the input from his son, Joe Hill, but also high five to King for going with that ending, realising which one is the winner, and writing something for the ages. And lastly, my 10th pick is Revival. Just such a dark, harrowing ending where we see what is waiting for us on the other side of this life. And it's just a load of giant fucking ants tying us to the ground and whipping us and making us slaves for all of eternity. Yeah, terrifying. Like, cool, make me even more afraid of death. Great, thanks, brilliant. Yeah, truly though, a wonderful ending. This is a good book, but you don't see quite how bleak and dark an ending you're going to get until you get there. And it feels like a bit of a rug pull, and it's just like, whoa, that was quite something. But yeah, I love it. Revival. Superb ending. Those are my 10 favourite Stephen King endings, but let me know yours in the comments. So there we go, my 10 favourite Stephen King endings from his novels. As I've already said, let me know yours in the comments. I'd love to hear your favourites. And on this occasion, I guess I will allow for mild spoilers in the comments because we are talking about endings. So just be wary of that if you're browsing the comments. But yeah, I'd love to hear your favourite endings. Now, if you've made it this far, I'm going to throw some plugs at you. Everything's linked below, but the things I want to plug are my award-winning collection of short stories, Once More on the Sun. My Stephen King trivia book has quizzes on all of these books. My range of Stephen King themed band shirts. And the fact that you can become a constant viewer, become a member of this channel, support me directly, get access to extra content, get early access to regular content, get some emojis as well, all of those kind of things. And hey, if none of that works for you, fine. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and maybe tell a friend. Share a video from this page with a friend who might like to watch it and who might like to subscribe too. It's the best way to help this channel grow. And I, for one, would really appreciate that. So thanks for watching. If you've got any suggestions for future book specials, let me know those in the comments as well. And I will see you very soon. Take care.